how much detail does a model actually need? This is the view of my computer model of Notre Dame from beneath. And we'll fly around the model. And as we fly around the model, you'll notice that there's actually not much detail in the model. However, when viewed from a distance, the model looks pretty accurate, pretty close to reality. But when we zoom in on any specific detail, all of that resolution and that appearance of detail disappears. And you'll notice that the model is actually pretty low detail. And the question therefore becomes is how much detail does a model need? And for me this depends less on the actual building and more on how far most people will be viewing the building from. So when the model is displayed in the web browser, most people will be looking at the model from a couple hundred feet, or when people view the construction sequence of this model, they'll be viewing it from pretty far too. And so therefore, details often really don't matter. So for instance, to zoom in on a specific column of the cathedral, such as this column right here at the cathedral crossing, you'll notice that there's actually no detail at all, and this capital only consists of a few polygons. Now, this isn't because I wasn't able to render more detail or because I didn't know how to render more detail. The only reason it's this way is because adding only a little bit of detail to one column will actually increase the file size by quite a bit. So the way I've structured this model is all of these columns are components, which means that there's one master kind of file which has been copied and pasted and replicated. So editing one component, that is editing one column, will edit all of the other columns. So if I click into the column right here and select one texture, you'll notice that that same surface on all the other columns has been highlighted. And if I delete it, all the other columns are affected. So simply adding one small detail, such as maybe a detail that only includes 10 polygons, that is a detail that might be a cube has 6 sides, so that would be 6 polygons. It's actually not 6 polygons, but it's 6 times 100 or 200, or however many columns are in this model. And so adding one cube to just one column in one component can actually increase the polygon count by several thousand or several hundred. And so therefore, I've chosen to be very strategic about the amount of detail. And I've reasoned that since most people won't be viewing the model from this close, most people online will be viewing the model from pretty far away, there was really no need to include that amount of detail, because from a distance, it looks pretty accurate. And this is one way in which the model has been optimized for online display.